Welcome back to another session. How are you feeling today? I'm feeling well, feeling quite good about being here. That's good to hear. Have the past few days been a positive experience? They have. I've had a really good experience since the last session. It's been rewarding and uplifting. Wonderful. So, just looking back at my notes from our previous session, we discussed you going out to an everyday standard setting wearing fetish gear. Yeah. I take it that you did that and it went well. Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was amazing. Excellent. So tell me what you were wearing. I decided to wear full leather gear. Following what you said in the last session, I wanted to wear something that was unambiguous and unapologetic. Wonderful. Is it the leather that you're wearing now that you were wearing? It was, yeah. Okay. Tell me what your thought process was when choosing what to wear. Well, I thought wearing gear that was unavoidable to notice and bold would be the best thing to wear in a casual outdoor setting. So this will be a decision following on from our previous session of how to overcome being afraid of wearing gear in a non-fetish public setting. Yeah, that's right. I realised the way to confront my anxiety and nervousness about being seen wearing gear outdoors was to just confront it head on. How did you feel when you came to that decision of what you were going to wear? I felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness, but I knew that for my mental health and for my sense of well-being, it was something that I needed to do. So how does wearing fetish gear benefit your mental health and well-being? Fetish gear is part of me. Wearing it is part of my identity. Whether it's leather or rubber or shiny tracksuits, it's true to my nature to wear it. It's one thing to wear it indoors or wear it in a fetish setting with other people who are into fetish gear. But to wear it amongst people in a casual, everyday setting, that would be me telling others, this is me. We discussed before the importance of not hiding your true self and being able to express yourself honestly and authentically. Tell me again how wearing fetish gear plays a role in that. I feel fulfilled and liberated when wearing fetish gear. I feel that I'm honouring my nature and being honest to myself when it comes to wearing fetish clothing. It's not good for my self-esteem and sense of worth to hide who I am or deny my authentic self. It needs to be embraced in all possible ways. For me, wearing fetish gear is enriching and pleasurable. It's good that you've got a well-adjusted awareness of the positive benefits of being a gear man and wearing gear with pride. Tell me about your venture outside. I went to the post office. I thought it would be an ideal place to be seen in my leather gear. A number of people will be there. I'll be in a queue amongst them. Close up, there's no way other people wouldn't see me. And there would be no quick getaway. I'd be waiting my turn, slowly moving forward to the front of the queue. How were you feeling as you entered the post office? There was a rush of adrenaline pumping through me, a mixture of excitement and anticipation, nerves, giddiness. It was a now or never moment. I just had to walk in and act with confidence. There would be people who were going to look, do a double take. I knew to expect that. So, you're now in the post office. wearing full leather, amongst other people, what responses did you observe as you were queuing up? There were maybe 3 or 4 people who were looking over me at first, but only for a moment. Others were just continuing to wait as they were doing when I walked in. I had to observe in a casual, discreet way. I knew I had to act in a casual way myself and not show any signs of anxiety. The longer I was there, the more relaxed I became. For the most part, people just kept themselves to themselves, as they would had I been wearing casual clothes. When it came time for me to be served, the cashier called me over. He said hello and actually complimented me on my gear. What did they say? He said he'd never seen anyone dressed the way that I was and that it looked really good. I appreciated that. Were you surprised by the relatively muted reaction of the other customers and the response you had from the cashier? I was. I noticed some people talking to the person they were next to, but there wasn't any pointing or staring or any indication that I was being talked about. I was expecting these things to happen, but they never did. Maybe if I went at a different time, amongst different people, it might have been different. And although the cashier wouldn't have said anything negative, he didn't have to make a point of saying anything positive about my gear either. So, what's your takeaway from the experience you had of being out in public in full leather? Well, it was only a snapshot experience, but it has shown me that I shouldn't expect everyone to be negative towards fetish clothing. Not all everyday settings are going to be appropriate for fetish gear, and not all fetish gear will be appropriate for outdoor public settings, but it can be done. But in terms of the material I'm wearing being different, I shouldn't automatically feel anxious or concerned about being seen wearing it. Do you know how you would feel and react if you did get a negative response from wearing leather or rubber in public? I'm not sure. I suppose I would react the same way I would if someone said something queerphobic to me. And what would that be? I would just ignore it and keep on walking if I can, or own my gear without shame, challenge the person if it felt safe to do so. It would depend on my strength of mind at the time. Like other queer people, you will have experienced public anti-queer comments. Yeah, of course. It's part of life as a queer. It doesn't happen all the time, but it's a given that it will happen from one time or another. You just have to learn to deal with it. Perhaps going through how you would react internally and externally is something we should explore in our next session as part of your journey in wearing fetish gear in public. Though I get the impression you've already got it figured out. Yeah, I reckon I have. Being queer, being into fetish gear, any negative response from others is designed to make you feel shame. Different reason, same intention. Since being a teenager, I've developed a shield against one form of prejudice, and that can be utilised to guard against another form of prejudice. It's good that you recognise that the intentions of negative, bitter people is the same no matter what the catalyst. Well, keep it up with going out in public in your fetish gear. Build upon your first experience. Any thoughts as to where you will go next? Maybe a bank? I haven't decided. Excellent. I'd suggest not wearing a rubber hood though. They might think you're going to rob the place. Well, I look forward to our next session and hearing about where you went, what you wore and how you found the experience. Shall we say same time, same day next week? Yeah, that works for me. Excellent. I shall see you then. Take care.